And live.
Alex, I'm gonna let you do the intro.
What? What? I
Ah,
like cold opening you.
oh, I bet you do.
That's spoopy.
Hey guys,
Welcome
how
to
you
Catch
doing?
on Fire.
before before we start today's episode, I want to not say anything to our sponsors because we don't have any. So if you would like to be sponsored,
Hashtag not
if you would like
spawn.
to sponsor, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for all the support we've been getting lately. It's been outrageous. It's friends of ours that we've known pretty much all of our lives, and people we don't even know. It's great. I appreciate it. We're running a special right now. I do have some. I just personally put some merch up. I know Alex is excited about it. He's going to have some merch. Everything's just going to be great. Definitely check out our Facebook page and check out us on everything in the world besides Squarespace because they fucking
Yeah.
hashtag no sponsor.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
fond of them right now.
yeah.
Bastards.
Damn. Ah.
Uh,
So Alex,
yeah, business aside.
I love you.
You're just gonna slip that in there under the radar? Like
Yeah,
I wasn't
yeah,
gonna notice? Oh, I
absolutely.
noticed, Ron.
Um, so over the years, I've I'm just gonna
Just
over,
gonna skip right on past.
see over the years, I've noticed more and more and more and more people having tattoos, and I just think it's crazy to me how it's evolved since. I remember when I was 15, 16, there was this TV show that came out. It was called Hart and Huntington. It was like this motocross expert guy. I think his name was like Corey Hart. He opened a tattoo parlor in Las Vegas, and they started a TV show. And I used to watch that. I used to watch it. I was like, man, I want tattoos. They look fun. Yeah, it just was cool. It was just cool because it was the type I listen to that type of music. It's just kind of like it was kind
I
of
was in
cool.
that crowd of people, man.
Yeah, I was in that scene, dog, and I really liked it. But it's come a long way from there to now. I mean, fuck, everybody has tattoos. You ain't.
Yeah, we all have earned at least that much and have turned over the age 18, so why not?
It's
Uh,
just it. Yeah, I mean, it's nuts because like if you go back in history, tattoos in certain cultures, tattoos mean everything. In certain cultures, tattoos mean you're a criminal. I think in China, I think it's either China or
Everywhere's used tattoos to convey someone's conviction
exactly.
of some kind or another. You'd see the brands and shit, same
Yeah.
idea. Um, that's actually how they tried treating pirates, but it didn't work because they were like, I'm clean, bitch. Give me all your shit.
Well, it's kind of like branding. I guess if you think about it, yeah, like you
Yeah,
said, like you stole something from me. Well, I'm gonna brand your hand. Now everyone knows that you fucking stole from me. And I can see that. But now we just put shit on our bodies. I have I have tattoos that make no fucking sense. To be
I
honest with
don't
you.
have any of those, and I'm really happy about that.
Well, I wanted a tattoo so bad. Um, you know, and it wasn't the TV show that convinced me. I loved. It was cool. I thought it was great, but I never really pushed myself. I'll tell you this story. I was in a buddy's house. I think his name was Brian Bamford. He was getting cable installed. He just moved to Abingdon, Maryland. It's
Hmm.
so vivid how I remember this. And he was getting a cable installed. So me and him were waiting for this Comcast guy to come. This guy comes. He's in a nice white dress shirt, pants. He's just he kind of rolls up his sleeves a little bit, and you just see a sleeve, two sleeves of tattoos. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. I love the fact that he looked like a businessman, like someone that your grandparents would be like, man, that is the guy right there. That is the guy. But then he rolls up his sleeve, and it's like party time. Like fuck these people. I'm a rebel, anti-establishment, kind of thing. And that just turned me on so much that I was
Bold
like, man,
choice
I
of
can do
words.
that. No, it really did. It turned me on. I mean, the sniff. Um,
All right. In celebration of
but
National Coming Out Day.
yeah. Hello. I'm sorry, wife.
That's a
But
hell of
no,
a way
it's
to
just,
find out.
hey, you know, anyway, it really got me thinking, like, this is awesome. I didn't even see what his tattoos were. I just liked that it was. And then another incident, I won't get in details. Just I was at a beach. I saw a fat guy, huge guy, about my size, maybe a little bit bigger, and he was covered in tattoos. And no one was looking at him and saying, "Man, he's a fucker." No, they were looking at him. Why the hell did he cover his body with tattoos? They did. So to me, I've always been a big guy, and I want to shield my. I've always had subconsciousness to shield my fat, and I didn't know how to do it. A lot of big guys, when they fun of them, they either wear bigger clothes and make them even look even more ridiculous because you're wearing fucking 3, 4x because you want to cover all your rolls, or you just go into depression. But I didn't want to do any of that. I just want to I still to this day I want to cover my whole body in tattoos from my neck down because to me it just symbolizes I'm not fat. I'm just I like
The
art.
inked guy.
Yeah. So that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, I've got 6 pieces, and I want to do the down to my shoulder sleeve, the quarter, I guess. Um,
Take it off.
Front
I can't.
and
I
back.
can't see anything. So.
And then this fucker.
What
it's
was your first tattoo?
My first tattoo was the shitty clover shamrock. Excuse me. I have on my left shoulder.
Every person that's Irish, probably that's their first shitty tattoo. Not the
Yeah.
first shitty, but
Yeah.
it's like it seems like it's a rite of passage for if you have any kind of Irish blood in you, it's a rite of passage.
You're gonna get the shamrock. Yeah.
It's that or what is it? The Celtic cross, the Celtic knot. What is it? Is that a knot?
The Celtic knot.
Yeah, the Celtic knot.
There's those. There's the Treyarchs. There's a few. They're like, hi, I'm either Celtic or Gaulish. Yeah. I don't know. Like, yeah, we all get them. I think Craig has one. In fact, mine was really shitty though because I don't take color, as it turns out, at all. I have the hardest time taking and keeping color. It's taken 3 touch-ups to get it looking even remotely good, because I bled so much color out the first 2 times. Every tattoo I've had since has been the normal black, and it's faded turned blue, but that's what you're expecting.
Do you want more? You said you
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah. So I've got 1 piece of ink from every culture that's like most significantly impacted the way I think. This one's military culture. I wasn't technically on orders, but I was on orders to get this tattoo. Not in any, not again, not legal orders, but I was on orders to get this tattoo, and under those circumstances, you get that fucking tattoo. It's your unit patch. That's it.
Yeah.
So I got it, and for a while I was like, that's my dumb tattoo, and then I realized like that was my military tattoo, and that's a culture unto itself. Then I've got the shamrock, Thor's hammer, Bushido in kanji, and a quote from the Quran actually in Arabic that says, "Death tastes us all someday." And on the back, I've got a Aztec warrior sun up there from New Mexico. I don't know. Not too many people have seen that one.
See, I like that you got tattooed. Obviously some of them are based off things you like. That you were in New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
So you got something that symbolized the time that you spent in New Mexico. Like, I love that. Like I said, I have a lot of ridiculous tattoos, and I'll tell you why I do. But I do like the fact that you have like something that means something to you.
Yeah. Each of them means something very specific. It's really funny because this quote from the Quran, I actually found out about that because of Little Big Planet. There was a little controversy around its soundtrack because one of the songs included the quotation in Arabic, and I was like, is this in good taste? It's still too close to 9/11. We can't have Arabic and art in America, because there was that whole thing, and so they pulled the song out of the soundtrack to avoid any controversy. Um, and like that's how I found out about the quote, and then just had it from there on. Like I read it and knew what it looked like as reported by the Associated Press as to like, hey, this is what this quotation means, blah 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 blah. So it wasn't any of those weird Google Translate incidents, which
Would
was
you,
nice.
do you regret any of your tattoos? What's your least favorite tattoo?
My least favorite is the finger mustache, far and away.
Why?
He really dug on the upper knuckle, and it's just shredded. Shredded.
I have this thing right up here, and they had to redo this twice. But this fucking thing,
yeah, like there it is for the people playing the home game on video, but like it got shredded up here, and that was at the point of contact because he dug way too deep. He was way too drunk at the time. It was one of those. And
see, I look at it though as tattoos are like, I have shitty ones that I regret, but they're memories. I mean, I remember every single one. I remember why I thought about getting that. I do have some that mean something to me, and I do have some that I want to fucking get covered up.
yeah,
So it's funny because nowadays it's more of an artwork. I mean, the tattoo artists nowadays are just their skill level is ridiculous. Not
because
saying that they weren't before.
the market is saturating with talented artists who
Yeah,
are concerned about it.
Well, I was talking to my wife. So she has a bachelor's degree from Towson University in art.
Mhm.
Now, there's a couple things that she can do because she, what she did with that degree. But one of the things, a normal person would do is probably become an art teacher. But they don't make shit. You can make 20 times more money being a tattoo artist. So a lot of people that have
Or a graphic designer.
Or a graphic designer, but either way, you're still kind of like, I mean, a lot of people that are artists, or just like, I can draw, let's just give someone a tattoo. You watch these TV shows now, and you're sitting there like, this person's only been tattooing for a year, but they've been an artist their whole life, and they're fucking putting out some shit that I've never seen in my life. It's some crazy stuff. Makes you regret every tattoo you have because you're just like, man, I wish I knew them.
Well, I mean, there's always bigger fish in the sea and stuff like that. Oh, nice.
I always forget you can see me.
But by that same token, like, tattoo has kind of become what art fails to be for us right now as a culture, because our art scene has been dead for decades at this point.
It was decimated back in the 80s, probably, I think.
Too many gluts, too much market saturation. Everybody does it for free now, so like there's not good art anymore. Not something we'd put up as one of the classics, like we have from the Renaissance, where it was clearly identifiable what the painting should be. If you're going to say this, if there was one painting this year, this is it. Like, we just don't have that anymore. But the tattoo has become that, for America at least. And it's this weird, like, oh, my canvas is impermanent kind of angst that somehow is driving art forward in ways that digital is doing the same thing.
It's very, if you put yourself in the artist's shoes, it's very intoxicating. I can draw something on a canvas, and it can be up in a museum, but eventually something could happen to that canvas. It could catch on fire. It could go away, or only the people that go to that museum can see that canvas. But it's very exotic thinking
to have a living canvas.
Yeah, to know that you're putting something that's going to be on their body for the rest of their life, and only people that, and then the millions and millions of people that are going to see this person is going to be like, wow, where did you get that tattoo?
Well,
You
I
know,
hate to break this part to you, that regardless of that, the canvas will still last longer than the human.
well, yes, but you get the point that you would have to travel to the canvas to see the canvas
Yeah,
instead
and
of
it's a huge limiting factor. Or you could just go online and look at pictures of the picture
yeah.
rather than seeing
It's just,
the picture.
yeah. I, you know, thanks for shutting me down. I appreciate that. You know,
Like,
you just cut me down,
you,
man.
you framed it weird.
I know I did.
can't-
I know.
I want
Sometimes
equality. Corrections are my thing.
Sometimes I word things, and when they're coming out, I'm like, this makes no fucking sense. But I'm gonna keep on going with the story. Maybe people will just ignore how I talk. So, which brings me to my next point. I have a whole bunch of random tattoos, all of them, because I'm a random person. And I say it like that because, you know, obviously I've always told people how I can't, you know, I have that ADHD kind of thing. I'm all over the place. My mind works in weird ways. So, I've always wanted random shit on my body. Like I want little actual Easter, like an egg, an extra Easter egg. I want 3 of them on my body, random places, like right here on my shoulder blade, one on my ass, one on my toes.
Oh, you found an Easter egg.
Yeah, you found an Easter egg.
Literally for the
Surprise.
meta.
See, even in my 30s, I'm still thinking fucking shit like. I will say that things do change though. I like portraits. I think it means more, like, you know, because now you can actually get really nice portraits. Not that they, but it's like, and it's
I don't
crazy,
know.
man.
That's still not for me.
Yeah. Well, I go to the bank. I go to the mall. I go everywhere. I see people with neck tattoos. I see people with hand tattoos, and they're working on a public place. So to me, the generation that hated it is either accepting it or they're just dying off. And
It's both. It's both.
Yeah.
They're leaving the part of the Air Force, Jesus Christ. They're leaving that part of the labor force where they're going to have those powers to hire and have impact on that. And, like, the Gen Xers that are in charge of hiring now don't really care. They grew up with enough Navy family to understand already, and those that didn't understand immediately were introduced to it, and it wasn't a big deal. It's not a mark of Satan or anything.
yeah, I definitely, you know, when my daughter gets older and she comes to me and she's like, "Too, I'm not going to be that person." When I was young, I was scared to tell my grandparents who raised me that I wanted to get tattooed because my grandparents, they don't really, you know,
Yeah.
my grandfather had no tattoo. My grandmother had one on her ankle that I think she got in jail, but I don't know, that's a story. She killed someone.
Eh!
They didn't find the weapon, so.
Well, if it's on her ankle, I promise it's not that tattoo.
But oh, damn, I'm keep hitting the desk. But it's just one of those things where it's like, you know, she comes to me. If Marco comes to you, Dad, I want a tattoo. What are you gonna do? You gonna say yes or no?
I'm gonna tell him I don't give a shit. Just think about what he's gonna get.
See, I agree with you 100%. I feel like the mistakes I made, like, okay, so my very first tattoo was Dice. Now, I used to live in Las Vegas. Yes, 3 to 4 months, and I didn't have no tattoos. My very first tattoo, Dice, because I wanted to symbolize I love Vegas. And it's crazy. Out of all my tattoos, they've all kind of faded, but my very first tattoo is never. So the person that did my tattoo was fucking amazing. And
Nice.
I'm not going to say his name because eventually he later beat his. He doesn't deserve shit. So, but he did a really good tattoo at the time. So.
Oh!
Yeah.
So we're just gonna gloss past that. Oh, you know, a little domestic violence. Just keep on trucking. Fuck that guy, and we're done.
So,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. Fuck it. Let's ride.
fuck it.
Nice tattoo.
Now, if anybody that's listening to this wants to get a Couch on Fire tattoo put on them, thank you. I don't have any money to give you. You want to do that? Awesome. Alex, do you have any money?
Rob?
Sorry. I got sidetracked. Okay. Anyway, yes. Tattoos are really cool. Um, but
Um,
anyway, so if he got a tattoo, you'd be okay, and that's a good
yeah.
response. I mean, I would too. I mean, I would say the same thing. Just be 100. What I would say is, find an idea of what you want to tattoo of, and in 6 months, or maybe we'll say in 3 months, if you still like that same idea, you should get a tattoo of it. And that's
Yeah.
something I wish I would have known then, because I walked into the parlor and was like,
That one.
let's get that, and that's what I got. So I got a lot of random stuff. I mean, I got like here, I got a money sign. Why do I need money sign? There's the dice button. I got a heart. Now some of them a heart. I wanted the emo heart on my sleeve. Violin, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but now as an adult, I kind of want, I want stuff after watching the shows and things. I think that I definitely want more professional stuff, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Now, you want more tattoos, so you want like something grand, don't you? You don't want just random shit anymore.
Yeah. No. I've always. This piece is the one that I want, and like I want something from every major culture, and that's how that's gonna culminate. I think the next one is a silhouette of the Buddha. The skinny one, as the West knows it, but
Well,
like the Tibetan prince Buddha.
when you getting it?
I don't know. Ari and I are talking about tax return tattoos.
Ooh,
It's
you know,
either going to be that one or Anansi for Africa, Pan Africa, because God, there's so many ethnicities there. It's unrealistic. That'd be a whole back piece to itself.
I like I like a lot of culture tattoos. Um, a lot of people don't know this. I don't think you know that. My favorite culture, I think my favorite like kind of culture is like Polynesian. I really like Polynesian culture. I mean, I did spend some time in Hawaii, but it's more of like the New Zealand like haka kind of thing.
Yeah,
And they have like this the way they still some tattoo artists still do it the traditional way, which is five
bamboo.
needles, ink, and a fucking hammer, just going in on your skin. But it's like, but the line work is beautiful, and it's just something
Hmm.
that I've always liked that. So I've always thought about that. But you got to be careful with that. You ever run into the wrong person, and they know what that means, or if you get something that's disrespectful to them, because in some cultures, tattoos mean everything to them. It
Yeah.
means a sign of royalty, a sign of high chief. Like
Hmm.
you just. So if you,
Those are very
damn it,
specific tattoos. They'd be very hard to accidentally happen upon.
yeah,
I'm mostly taking figures and symbols specifically, like a spider dripping down from something to symbolize Anansi, the storyteller god.
yeah,
Um, Buddha, the concept of Bushido, Thor's hammer, like symbols. Uh,
I started doing the podcast. I just like talking to you.
kind of like I'm doing now.
Well, I can't see you, asshole.
uh, but yeah,
remember,
I'm not gonna
remember,
really
remember, I
have that
love you.
problem.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah,
Uh,
I kind of, real quick, I have a tattoo that could possibly piss people off.
Actually, no, my Aztec Sun Warrior. Uh, but it was granted to me by a Mexican guy who claimed to have the ability to, like, you're one of us if you got it from me.
Yeah.
One of those
I
asshole situations.
I personally tattooed the Hawaiian Islands on my leg. And then if you ever lived in Hawaii, only locals have the Hawaiian Islands, symbolizing that they're from the
Yeah.
island. And I just fucking absolutely love them. But Hawaii meant so much to me in a spiritual sense that I was like, fuck this, I'm just gonna do it myself. So I got it done, and then I eventually moved back to Hawaii with my wife, and I was so scared to take off my fucking pants because I was like, these guys are gonna beat the shit out of my white ass. But no one cared. So in the end, it was funny, but I was kind of scared.
It's kind of hard to trip up on the ones that'll actually land violence, like talking about the Maori and shit. Like it's really hard to accidentally get that wrong tattoo, because the only people that know the shapes well enough to just do it are the people that know better.
Well, like I have a spiderweb tattoo. A lot of people, did you do time?
Yeah,
To me,
I don't know
thought
what that
cool
one's.
when I got it.
I don't
And
know
then,
what that one
like,
symbolizes.
I have an anchor tattoo. I mean, it's traditional tattoos are great, but now, back in the day, traditional tattoos. If you get a sparrow, that means you sailed. If you were in the Navy, you sailed. I think 100. Well, no, 1,000. I forget. You had so many X amount of sails, and if you had two sparrows, that means you've been on the boat for X amount of days, or I forget what. I'll Google
Yeah.
it, put it up. But anyway, it's something. It symbolizes something. But I love sparrows. Like I want sparrows on my fucking. And
Okay,
like I just.
so get sparrows.
Well, I am. I'm just saying, like it's crazy how back in the day it used to mean more than it does now, and people just don't give a shit.
Symbols loosen and contract over time.
Mm-hmm.
It evolves the same way language does, because symbolism is language as well. It's just sans grammar.
Yeah.
So, like, the tightness and literalism you have to have for certain things expands and contracts over time. It's effectively like a purity testing situation, but most people nowadays genuinely don't care as much. Like, oh, hey, nice sparrow, where'd you get that? Is it this one? No? Okay. Yeah, I thought it was that one. No big. And they move on. Because there are so many people that are getting tattoos, most of those, like, thoughts, fights, and questions have already been worked out. So unless you're specifically doing something shitty within that local area subculture, you're not really gonna trip anything.
Yeah. Well,
Which is nice.
Do you think tattoos in the workplace is good or bad?
I don't think it's any of the employer's business how I decorate my home or my body. It is my employer's business exclusively how well I do at my job.
If you think about it, like, this is your temple. Your body is your temple. It's everything to you.
Hang up whatever art you want.
It's like if I wanted to put, a Burger King logo on the side of my car, my car.
Yeah.
Burger King logo on the side of my car.
Like, in personal expression. Is that weird? Sure. Should they be paying you for that? Double sure. But, do whatever you want. Like, just because other people think it's weird doesn't mean it's wrong.
Now, I agree if you have "go fuck yourself" on the side of your neck. Yeah, maybe that's not a good impression.
Go fuck yourself. That's a problem.
Go fuck yourself, and on this side says "I love you." It's just the devil, the angel. You get it. Yeah. But we're gonna choose a different applicant, but thank you.
I'd like to choose one that's not a psychopath, please. So while I was still in, I joked about this a couple times, and like kind of to feel it out, to see how that would play with command, and the answer was no. But what I was gonna do was here on my saluting hand, right here across my pinky finger on the outside where they'd see it, it says, "I forgive you."
Oh my God.
It covered less than 25% of the affected appendages. So I was in regs, but I wasn't in regs. They're like, you got to pay for laser removal if you get that, right? I'm like, no, I don't. They're like, yeah, you do. My dad is calling, so...
You want to answer it, or we're just going to call it the end of the podcast?
Sorry, he's going to have a surgery here soon. It's kind of important.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's end the podcast, guys.
Hello?
Hey, Dad, give me 1 second here, okay?
Okay. You still working?
I'm podcasting with Rob. Hold on.
Okay,
No.
Hi, Dad.
Dad, seriously.
We're getting off right now.
Yeah, we're getting off.